Happy 2016! So 2015 was a pretty big year for me, full of big move and a new job and a lot of decisions and things like that. But beyond all that, I had some goals that I was supposed to reach from last year. I had 7 goals, and they were Number 1, read more SF classics. Got it. Number 2, read more SF in general. Got it. Number 3, read 1 science fiction short story every day. Yeah, that lasted like a month and a week, so major fail. Number 4, more videos that aren't just reviews. Yeah, I got that. And number 5 was read more diversely, and one way I was going to do that was to read 1 Japanese novel every month in addition to other things that I sort of got that one. And number 6 and 7 were not booktube book reading related, and they were to get back into yoga practice, which I have done not quite as well as I wanted, but mostly, and to take better care of my face, which I have started a new thing that I do. I mean, I started it last year and I have carried it through. One thing that's good for me is that when I start a routine, it becomes a habit, and then I have a hard time breaking habits. So usually that's bad, but in this case, it was good. So I did pretty well for last year, and this year I have 6 goals. Some of them are like closely related to last year's. I really enjoyed reading the SF classics. Some of them were as bad as I expected, but a lot of them were surprises for me. So this year I would like to continue to read more science fiction classics. I don't really want to push myself as hard as I did last year because of some of my other intentions. So I would like to read 1 science fiction classic every 2 months about. I think that would work well for me. I would like to try to read more short fiction, more science fiction short fiction. So I'm going to try again, but this time I'm going to go with a much smaller number, and that is to read 1 SF short story every week. And there is so much available out there that I had really wanted to do every day because there's just so much, but I think once every week is going to be as much as I can handle, and I am more likely to stick with it. My goal last year was to make more non-review videos, but it ended up turning into almost no review videos, which was fine. I still don't exactly know what I want to do. I think it's just going to constantly change, but this year I would like to try to make more review videos. Maybe 1 a month I think will be fine for me. My 4th goal is to read more nonfiction. I did read a lot more science fiction last year. I think I was almost even with fantasy, which doesn't really happen that often. So I think I did really well there. But I have been rediscovering my love for nonfiction, especially history. So this year I would like to read more nonfiction. And this isn't limited, obviously, but one of the things that I want to do is each month to read one history nonfiction, and I'd like to alternate months, U.S. history and non-U.S. history. That can be like European history, or it can be German history, so anything like that. If you have any nonfiction history books you really like, please let me know. And any like general nonfiction. I think, for example, Bree from Stories from the Shelf read The Birth of the Pill, which I thought sounded really interesting, so I might add that to the list this year. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Those are all my book and booktube related goals. I am planning on moving home this year. In April sometime, so I am so excited to get back to the library. This year I read 101 books, last year I read 101 books, which is a little bit down from the year before, which is great because I have been limiting myself so that I can get that number down, because it's really expensive for me to read over here without access to the library. So maybe next year the number will go up or maybe down depending on my situation. I have no idea, but I'm looking forward to having more options and choices. I want to continue my yoga practice, and I have been doing pretty well doing my yoga like at night before bed, and sometimes, you know, on weekends or a little before bedtime, like after I come home from work. But I would like to start doing yoga in the mornings more regularly, so that is what I'm doing. I've been doing it for the last week, and I have so much more energy, and I get to make breakfast at home, so it's pretty nice. And lastly, this is kind of a big one, since I'm making such a huge life change again this year in moving home from Japan. I really, guys, I'm 33 and I have no money in savings. So And I have no, well, I do have a bit of a retirement fund, but I have decided that I really need to sit down and take budgeting more seriously and come up with a 5-year plan and, figure out my priorities. So it's been sort of easy to put it off while I've been over here because I feel like I'm just in a holding zone. So that's one of my big goals for next year, this year. You know what I mean? Anyways, it has been an awesome year. I got to meet a lot of new people and make a lot of new friends, and I'm really grateful for all of you who have talked to me on, my videos or Twitter, or, I've done a bunch of buddy reads this last year, and I'm becoming even more active in that, and I'm just thinking that 2016 is going to be even better, and I am so thankful to have all of you in my life, and I'm really looking forward to what this year brings. I hope you all have an excellent 2016, and I'm looking forward to watch you working towards meeting your goals or resolutions or intentions or whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, I am super stoked for it. So thanks for everything, and until next time.